Wine is an alcoholic beverage produced by fermentation from grapes. Wine has the alcohol from over 5 to 15% ABV. Classify wine by alcohol by volume. Low alcohol wine, under 10% ABV. Rather low alcohol wine, 10 to 11.5% ABV. Average alcohol wine, 11.5 to 13.5% ABV. High alcohol wine, 13.5 to 15% ABV. Old World includes the countries of Europe, Spain, Portugal, Italy, France, Germany, Austria, etc. New World includes countries of the Americas, USA, Chile, Argentina, Africa, South Africa, Asia, Australia, New Zealand. Old World produces traditional wines with strict regulations of each region and government with the philosophy of respecting Mother Nature. Subtle flavors, less fruit flavors, higher acidity and tannins, lower alcohol. Stable quality with specific characteristics of each region, due to mixing many grape varieties of one year with vintage or many different years without vintage. New World produces wine by advanced methods, applying technology to overcome the disadvantages of nature and diversifying products to meet demand. The name of the grape is listed on the bottle label. White wine, white grapes, red grapes, crushed, pressed, grape juice, fermented in oak barrels, for bold grape varieties like Chardonnay, in stainless steel or concrete barrels, for delicate and sensitive varieties such as Riesling, Pinot Blanc. Red wine, red grapes, crushed, stem and fruit. The mixture is soaked called maceration in stainless steel tanks for 2 to 4 weeks for natural fermentation or added malolactic yeast. Skin contact fermentation creates red color and tannins. Pressing and filtering. Raw wine, second fermentation in oak, stainless steel or concrete barrels, reduces acidity as malic acid converts to lactic acid, enhances flavor, vanilla, chocolate, fruit, color stability, straw yellow, amber, reduction of tannins, softening of wine, bottling and aeration of sulfites to preserve and slow down fermentation, storage in the cellar. Rose wine, red grapes, mainly thin-skinned red grapes are Pinot Noir, Gamay, Grange, the production process just like making red wine, but the maceration process takes place in just a few days. Rose wine has most of the characteristics of white wine, dry, sour and fresh, in addition to having the slightly acrid taste of red wine. Sour dry rose can be drunk with a variety of foods, depending on preference. Lightly sweet roses, California White Zinfandel or Cabernet d'Anjou, are better paired with high-spice Asian dishes. Sparkling wine, first fermentation wine with alcohol about 10.5% ABV, second fermentation in the bottle, adding sugar and yeast, to increase CO2 and alcohol by about 2% ABV or maybe carbonate to increase CO2, remove sediment and complete. Classification, Blanc de Blancs, white wine from white grape, Blanc de Noirs, white wine from red grape, rose. Champagne, produced in the Champagne region and from 3 grapes, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier. There are 3 popular flavors, brut, dry, not sweet, sec, dry, slightly sweet, demi-sec, sweet, asterisk very rare type, doux, very sweet. Champagne and sparkling wine usually don't have vintage. Fortified wine is a wine with a higher alcohol content than regular wine, above 15 to 22% ABV, common 19 to 20% ABV, produced by adding brandy as popular, which may be added during or after the fermentation of grape juice to produce fortified wines that are sweet or dry, not sweet. Sweet fortified wines are often preferred and are classified as dessert wines. Dessert wine has an alcohol content of more than 14% and has a sweet taste. Dessert wine can be fortified wine or not. Most fortified wines are produced in traditional wine countries such as Spain, Portugal, Italy, and are very popular in the UK market. Popular fortified wines: port, Porto, and Madeira of Portugal, Sherry, Spain, Vermouth, aromatized wine, herb wine, and Marsala, Italy, Vin du Naturel, France. Principles of wine preservation and serving. Sparkling wine, white wine stored too hot will taste too sour when drinking. Principles of wine preservation and serving. Sparkling wine, white wine stored too hot will taste too sour when drinking. Red wine chilled too cold will lose flavor when drinking, storing too hot will make the wine pungent when drinking. Do not drink wine with ice. Do not let the bottle of wine touch the rim of the glass. Do not pour wine out. Sparkling wine is stored too hot, its bubble will quickly melt down when drinking. Red wine should be breathed for 30 to 60 minutes. In Vietnam it only takes 15 to 20 minutes to breathe. Fine wines are usually aged wines and a decanter should be used to filter out the residue. Glasses of sparkling wine and white wine should be chilled. Try wine with 30 ml wine sold by glass with 150 ml. Lighter wines will be stored at a lower temperature. Pour all glasses evenly, especially the last glass of the pouring round. It is recommended to use a wine serving towel around the neck of the bottle when serving chilled wines. Wine bottles should be stored horizontally. The metal wrap should be cut below the neck of the bottle. Sparkling wine should be opened slowly, hear a slight hiss, avoid causing a loud explosion. Wine that is dark, not light in color and has a sour taste like vinegar is a spoiled wine. Wines that have consistency and flow slowly on the sides of the glass are good wines. Wine serving temperature. Sparkling wine, light, bodied white wine, 4 to 7 Celsius degree. Full, bodied white wine, aromatic white wine, rose wine, 8 to 12 Celsius degree. Light-bodied red wine, medium-bodied red wine, 13 to 15 Celsius degree. Medium-bodied red wine, full-bodied red wine, dessert wine, 16 to 20 Celsius degree. Order of serving wine. Low alcohol wines are served first. Wines with lighter color are served first. Normal wine first, good wine later. White wine first, red wine later. Sour wine first, sweet wine later. Sparkling wine at the beginning of the party, dessert wine at the end. Wine classification. Color, white wine, red wine, rose wine. Boldness, light-bodied, medium-bodied and full-bodied. Sweetness, brut, dry, not sweet, sec, dry, slightly sweet, demi-sec, sweet, dew, very sweet. Foam, still, sparkling. Alcohol, table wine, fortified wine. Geography, Old World wine, New World wine. Combine wine with food. If white wine is considered as a glass of sour lemonade, red wine as a cup of strong milk coffee. White wine contains a lot of acid, so it is suitable for low spice dishes, fatty dishes, soft cheese, to help break down fat molecules, help not be bored, seafood, salads, steamed dishes, white meat. Red wine contains a lot of tannin, acrid, harsh, strong, and iron, so it is suitable for high spice dishes, hard cheeses, and red meat, making the meat feel softer, juicier, and sweeter in the mouth. Rose wine has medium acidity and tannin, so it is quite easy to pair with dishes. But the most suitable is a light dish, not greasy. Light-bodied red, Pinot Noir, Gamay, light-bodied white, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Blanc, are suitable with light dishes. Famous French wine brands. Aoc, Appellation d'origine contrôlée, is the French wine law. Bordeaux. Bordeaux red wine, more than 90% production with two main grape varieties, Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. Each winery has a blend formula with different proportions, but overall can be classified into two main styles based on the soil conditions where the grapes are grown. Left bank Bordeaux, mainly Cabernet Sauvignon grapes, then Merlot, Cabernet Franc grapes, wines with firm, bold structure and outstanding ripe fruit flavors. Right bank Bordeaux, mainly Merlot grapes, then Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, wines with light, soft, mild flavors. Bordeaux white wine uses two main grape varieties, Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon. In addition, Muscadel is added to enhance the floral fragrance. Burgundy wines are more popular and better than Bordeaux, 2014, 41% market share versus 32% for Bordeaux. Four main grape varieties, Chardonnay, Aligote, Pinot Noir, Gamay. French wine classification. France uses the appellation system to designate the place of origin. French wine classification. France uses the appellation system to designate the place of origin, classifying four quality levels as follows. Vente table, regular wine, no provenance specified. Takes 15% market share. Vente pays, local wine allowed to specify provenance. Takes 30% market share. Vente limite de qualité supérieure, high quality defined wine. VDQS takes 2% market share. Appellation d'origine contrôlée, controlled origin mark wines produced and tested to the strictest standards. AOC wine takes 53% market share. Wine is a living body that can carry disease and have growth from youth to adulthood and old age to death. Most wines are made for instant drinking. Only some are stored for long periods of time to reach the quality desired by the manufacturer. Usually white wine is used for 5 years, red wine for 7 to 10 years. The shelf life of opened wine in the wine cabinet is 3 days for red wine, 2 days for white wine. Due to the oxidation process, it is necessary to use a wine topper and vacuum to preserve the wine better. Interestingly, bagged wines last longer after opening, about 1 month. Suitable storage conditions, 13 Celsius degree, 70 to 80% humidity, no light, and keep the wine horizontally to prevent air from entering, to prevent the oxidation from occurring and the cork from drying out, breaking when opened. Bottling ways, oak cork, lightweight metal screw cap and plastic stopper. New World focuses on improving with technology, so screw caps and synthetic plastic buttons are often popular, overcoming the difficulties in preserving oak buttons as well as when serving. Is red wine higher in alcohol than white wine? Winemaking style, red wine always has a higher alcohol content than white wine. Yeast combines with sugar to produce alcohol and CO2. For the most part, the grapes used to produce red wine are harvested later than the grapes used to produce white wine, so they are more mature. And it's up to each winemaker to decide at what stage of growth the grapes are harvested and how they are produced to express the distinctive style of their wines. The benefits of wine: increase good cholesterol, reduce the risk of heart disease, arrhythmia, heart attack, stroke, activate cells, slow down the aging process, aid in diabetes prevention type 2, control body weight, stimulate taste buds to help appetite, relieve work stress. Recommendation: 1 to 2 cups per day. Wine testing principles: color, clarity, viscosity, flavor, taste, aftertaste. Some varieties of white and red grapes. White grapes, Chardonnay, Riesling, Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, Chenin Blanc, Gewürztraminer, Muscadet, Viognier, Muscat, Aligote, Sylvaner, Trebbiano. Red grapes, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, Shiraz, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Gamay, Cabernet Franc, Carmenere, Malbec, Grenache, Zinfandel, Tempranillo, Nebbiolo, Petit Verdot.